This is my neighbour's Disco 2 TD5. It's been running rough and struggling to start lately. Maintenance I know is a bit deferred, and in this video we're just gonna do a quick poke around and see if we can find some obvious faults. So the first thing was to fully charge the battery overnight. So I'm gonna put that back in, and then we'll scan for fault codes, crank it and see which codes comes back after clearing it, and then we'll just have a look at whether there's oil on the ECU plug, which is a common issue on these TD5s. And you can see the rocker cover has been leaking for quite a while. Now it's dry underneath, and I think most of this oil is coming from up here, which is good news, maybe. Okay, so the battery's fully charged. We can now scan it for codes, see what comes up, clear all of it, and then crank it to see which ones comes back. So while we're waiting for the scanner to read the VIN, just have a look at this. Yo, it actually still looks amazing. Roof rack on, seats looks good inside, roof lining looks good. It looks mostly standard, apart from it looks like a lift. What a nice truck. I think if it just starts and runs good, this is going to be an awesome example of a Disco 2. Snorkel. Anyways, let's see if the scanner picked up the VIN automatically. Nope, so we'll have to type it in manually. Okay, here we go, it picked it up, Discovery. So let's scan it, auto scan. Go. So this scanner keeps saying the wrong voltage, 11.9, but I know it's 13.2. Anyways, there it started scanning now. Manual gearbox, that's nice. 268,000 Ks. Okay, we'll come back, we'll save all of them and see, and then clear them and see which ones comes back. Okay, it's still very scanning. So far, not too many faults. It's mostly ABS, airbag, 3 on the engine. I'm interested in those. And then most of the other systems does not show any codes. So now let's have a look at the engine first. Airflow circuit fault, noisy crank signal, CAN error fault, currently active. Well, maybe it was just a flat battery. So let's clear the codes. Okay, now all the faults are cleared apart from that ABS fault. I'm not worried, so I think let's crank it and see whether it starts and what comes back. Okay, it's a slow crank. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Let's see what comes back. Okay, for now, the engine faults didn't reappear, and the rest seems fine. So that crank sensor could be dead. So just now we'll put the live data on and see the RPM if it picks up a crank signal. Because if it doesn't, we know the crank sensor could be faulty. Interesting, if I put the live data on, it says the engine speed is 4,275 RPM, and it clearly is not because the engine hasn't started yet. So there's obviously something wrong there. Okay, before I start digging for the crank sensor, I'm going to take the ECU out and just see how oily the plugs are. because I can see the plug that comes from the rocker cover is already drenched in oil. I'll take that out and clean it as well, but I want to see what this one's plugs look like, whether the oil came all the way through. Okay, so that is almost certainly part of the issue. Look at the oil in the ECU red plug, and that is the one that is very common on these TD5s. Apparently, that's what I've just learned. The black one looks fine, but this oil, all of this oil, wicked from there. So you can see there's a seal inside this plug, and then it wicks all the way through the wires into here. So I'm going to remove it and see what it looks like inside, but you can see how oily this whole thing is. Now take a look in there. That is obviously not what it should look like, and you'll see the same on this side. So I'm just going to clean it out lightly with contact cleaner, not the brake cleaner, and then we'll just see if that makes a difference to the RPM signal. If it doesn't, then we'll have to look for that crank sensor. There's obviously a chance that it's gotten in there, and I've seen people open it up and then clean the circuit board with alcohol or contact cleaner, and then it restores the ECU or fixes it permanently. But for now, we'll just do it from the outside. I don't really want to open it up. Okay, so I properly sprayed out both plugs with contact cleaner. Same with that plug there. It was quite oily. You can see how clean it comes after spraying with carb cleaner there, but I sprayed contact cleaner in the plug. And I'm just waiting for the ECU to dry out, the two plugs, and I think I'm going to get my air compressor now and just lightly air them out. Okay, everything's plugged back in. That plug there, these two battery connected, voltage at 13. So let's see what the scanner says. Okay, so now with ignition on, the engine speed says 0. That's encouraging. Let's see if it starts. It goes up to 120. Okay, let's see if any fault codes came back. Okay, one last test. I know we've got the crank signal now correct, I think, because it shows 0 RPM and then it goes up to 120, which is too low. So I've hooked up the Fortuner to see if we can get it to crank faster. So maybe there's like a contact or grounding problem or something. So okay, at least we've got the engine speed now on 0 RPM with the car off, obviously, but it only cranks to 120 RPM, and I think it should go at least over 200 or 250. So let's see what happens with the Fortuner connected, because maybe there's a grounding issue or the battery cranking or something. Oh, that's faster. It definitely cranks faster, not much faster, but at least to 140. But it's still not firing. Okay, now I checked driver demand supply. If I press the throttle, you can see it actually moves. So the ECU is alive and it's speaking, the throttle is speaking to the computer. So I'm going to check now for smoke from the exhaust to see if there's fuel injected into the injector. Okay, so the ECU was definitely full of oil. We cleaned it out and that returned the crank signal. So the RPM now reads 0 and then it goes up to 120 or 150 with the Fortuner hooked up. So it's still cranking too slow. I can hear the fuel pump. And what I'm doing now is I'm just running the purge sequence. So you turn the ignition on and then press the throttle pedal 5 times within 10 seconds. And then it goes through a few minutes sequence where it turns on and off the pump to purge air, I think, from the system. Don't fully understand it, but anyway, it's busy running that. We'll see again if that makes a difference. But then the main suspect now is the injector harness under the rocker cover, because it's properly full of oil outside, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be as dirty inside. So for now, small wins, but it's not starting yet. So we'll see. Let me know in the comments if you know TD5s, what we can try next without replacing any parts. Okay, so the purge cycle is done. Last attempt to crank it. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.